let's transition, because I think social media also bleeds over into video. YouTube has been out there for quite some time. But a lot of people have just really kind of missed the boat on video. And it's something that I've been passionate about for a long time. What I like about video is this. YouTube is actually the second largest search engine in the world. And oh, by the way, it's owned by Google. So there's a nice interplay there, okay, which is, for most of us already know, Google's the largest search engine in the world. But the next time you want to try to do something around the house, go to YouTube and type in, how do I do this? You'll be amazed at the information. I learn stuff. I train myself. I teach myself things by just watching YouTube videos. And then I can go out and try it. I can come back to it. I mean, it's fantastic. Companies are spending tons of money now in their YouTube online strategies. Why? Because it's great for customer orientation. It's a great way to put out information. And I think the rest of these stats will back this up. 65% of Google keyword searches actually show up with at least one video in the results. Okay, so you can actually get video placed in search engine results. I like that a lot. The one thing I want you to remember about video, though, the issue with video is that some people might begin to watch the video and then click off of it. Some people might watch till halfway or maybe all the way through and then look for something else, right? The goal with online video is not 100% viewer retention. That would be nice, okay? But that's not the goal. The goal is not actually virality. In other words, these videos in most cases are not going to go viral. Even if they did, the reality is this: how many of those people watching that video, liking that video, sharing that video are actually prospective clients? Okay? Would it be nice? Sure. It's great from a branding standpoint, but in all reality, the goal to video is actually engagement with your target audience. So if you're coming back to your avatar and you're understanding their fears and concerns, video is a great way to complement your written text. It's a great way, actually, I think it's a better way to actually connect with that individual. Online video is predicted to become 75% of all mobile data traffic by 2016. That's by the guys at Cisco. They're laying the infrastructure. I think they've invested the time to understand how big video is in terms of impacting the overall internet. And that's something we need to be cognizant of. 75% of all mobile traffic. It's amazing. 60% of video, of visitors that come to your website, will actually watch before they read. That makes perfect sense. If I've got an area of law or an area of some information that I'm unfamiliar with, that I might be a little intimidated with, or maybe even if I have a somewhat of a language barrier, I can watch, get the context, and then if I'm interested, read a little bit further. But from a conversion standpoint, from a factor of trying to keep somebody on my website and engaged with me, okay, video is a fantastic way to do it. And I'll tell you, a lot of times, I tend to think of video as an FAQ. Okay, it's a frequently asked questions section. That's one great way to just kind of get started. If I normally would answer certain specific questions, why not let my clients, okay, lead me to the promised land? They're going to ask specific questions all the time. Just over the next month or so, jot down what those questions are. You may see over time, there are several of them that tend to come up fairly frequently. Instead of just writing about it, why not do a small video post about it? And I'm talking about a minute. I'm not talking about going into a dissertation here. This is not a closing argument, okay? But just some information that can then, just like a website page, actually be optimized for Google and has now a better chance of actually showing up online. We've all heard that phrase, a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? Well, according to Forrester Research, 1 minute of video is worth 1.8 million words. Economy of effort. Okay, it's a fantastic high-impact way to communicate not only with current clients, but also with that next group of prospective clients. I like this. Forrester Research also came out with this fact a while back. If you have video on your website, you have a 53-time better chance of getting a first-page result. Okay, it's impactful. Video can actually help you to leverage the internet more effectively, and that's one of the best things about video. If you look at the universal search results, okay, if I do a search for something and there's a video thumbnail that comes up, according to this, I'm 41% more likely to click on the video instead of the plain text listings. For the most part, video helps to make rank irrelevant, which is fantastic, especially if you're having trouble getting the high rank on the page. If you have a video icon, you're going to get eyes to that. We go to pictures very quickly. In a video, the content is much easier to digest, than the written word. So again, it's another way to leapfrog your competition. Retention, this is what I love. Most of what you talk about as attorneys is fairly complicated stuff, but my retention rate with video can be up to 65% versus 10% if I'm just doing written word, if I'm just doing text-based. So part of that process with a new client, that new orientation is I'm trying to get them to understand, I'm trying to educate them so that they'll trust, so that they'll engage, right? It usually follows along that spectrum. Video allows them to understand and trust much more quickly, much more rapidly, and there's a higher likelihood that they're actually going to engage, which is the goal of all of this to begin with. It actually complements, the written text. But again, if they'll remember that, assuming that they might go out and look at other sites, if they can remember your message more effectively, better chance that they're actually going to engage with you. Worldwide, 93% of marketers actually used a video, and this was back in 2013. I put this next series of stats in here for one reason. A lot of people, when they begin to hear about video, they think, well, it's the kids, it's the millennials, it's just, it's this new group that they're just surfing around on YouTube looking for silly stuff. There's the kid that just fell off the bike and everybody's laughing, right? What I like about this study is these guys went out and looked at business executives who tend to be more educated, busier, a little bit more sophisticated engagement for a client. But we found out that 59% of business executives would actually prefer to watch video than read text-heavy, information. Why wouldn't we? We still consume information the same way, okay? But 75% of business executives actually watch video at work, and more importantly, 65% of those execs are then more likely to actually click through to the website. It's a natural process. Video is how we as American consumers take in information, it's how we disseminate that information, and it's how we attribute value. It is a great way, if you're not using video yet, to increase your results and increase your exposure. Brands and agencies actually rank video as the #1 source of native advertising. The #1 source. There is nothing more effective than a well-produced video. And this comes from Robert Kinkle, who's actually the VP of YouTube's global content. Video will soon be 90% of all internet traffic. Better to be in front of the train instead of getting run over by the train. Okay? It's not hard to produce well thought out, high quality video even in your own office. Okay? But the fact is you can make massive strides for your overall marketing campaign and your overall authority by putting out information that people are willing to consume. I would much rather watch than read. So it's easier for me to not only watch that, but also then to share that information with someone in my network, a friend or family. Let's summarize video real quickly. The advantage for you is video is actually another content channel. Just like your website, just like social media, just like your blog, video in and of itself is another content channel, which can be optimized just like on-page content in your website, and it can show up in Google and Yahoo and Bing search results, just like written word. But I think we'd all might agree that actually video might be more effective in getting that conversion, and that's why you need to look at video. It's a fantastic way to build your authority and your credibility, start to establish that relationship even before they walk into the office. For many of us, our website and our videos is actually going to be the first image that they're going to have of us as a business professional or of our firm. Well-done video allows them to relate and engage much more quickly. Video really, there's 3 primary components. You need a camera, and quite honestly, I've done videos via my iPhone. Most of us already have an iPhone in our pocket. I mean, an iPhone does tremendous video. It's got really good camera. It's really good with the camera, but the challenge to an iPhone is the onboard mic is really not that strong. So I always say, okay, of the components, look at your camera, look at also your microphone, and I recommend a lavalier mic or something where you can actually get much better sound quality. And then finally, your lighting. If you're in an area, if you're in an office that has really good natural ambient lighting, you don't really have to augment. Okay, so that may be an investment that you can actually bypass. But quite honestly, you can pick up a tripod at Walmart. You've already got an iPhone. All you need is a little bit of way to make sure you've got a good microphone, and there's a lot of free editing software out there that I've used. Earlier this year, back in Louisville, I did commercials for 2 judicial campaigns. We shot them completely on my iPhone, uploaded them via social media and blasted them out and got a tremendous number of views. It doesn't have to be overly produced. It doesn't have to be Hollywood. Okay? There are times when Hollywood production style makes a lot of sense. The first firm overview, maybe even the attorney bio, real high quality stuff. But as you look at blogging, why not just throw in a small video instead of a written text once in a while? Make it very highly interactive, right? Video can be done on the fly with relatively little expense or basically free. It's a tremendous, tremendous tool. And what does video do? At the end of the day, it helps you promote that brand image. Okay, there's something to video that just allows people to get a better feeling of who and what you are even before they walk in the door.